What's up, friends? This is your boy Jesse Hughes, and I'm sitting here thinking, sitting here pondering in my mind of a lot of things that have gone on over the weekend as it pertains to Capitol Hill, as it pertains to legislation and people trying to legislate certain laws as it pertains to our safety and our well-being as far as being Americans, as far as being, communal people. And I'm sitting here thinking, I've never been a big politician. I've never always, played the role of a politician because I could never be caught up into a lot of filibusters, a lot of unnecessary talking, a lot of unnecessary dialogue as it pertains to some laws that don't mean anything to us. But I must applaud the people at Capitol Hill. I must applaud the legislation, the Senate. I must applaud everybody that was a part of, trying to legislate laws and try to help us with this violence, help us with a lot of the mental health and with the homelessness and everything that are going on. But I would note was over the weekend we had to go through a lot of things as it pertains to legislation, as it pertains to the bipartisan gun control, as it pertains to homelessness, as it pertains to mental health. And not only that, I must say that the ones at Capitol Hill, they also had to deal with the thing that it pertains to the insurrection that happened in January the 6th, a little over a year ago, as it pertains to the previous administration. And not only that, I was thinking, I went to a certain location over the weekend, and me and one of my partners, we went through a little town, actually a big town, and we saw how they was, gearing up for the gay pride parades and how they was gearing up. And I was thinking about that. I say a lot of times we as people, we have been bombarded with a lot of different things. Like we've been bombarded with a lot of mass shootings, and then we have to worry about the bipartisan gun control. We're dealing with mental health, people, being schizophrenic, people being bipolar. People are having to deal with a lot of mental health issues. And not only that, they have to deal with homelessness. A lot of people are not able to afford where they live, so they're out on the streets with no place to go but living in their cars, living on the side of the road, living in park benches and everything. And I'm thinking about that. A lot of time we as people, we have to face a lot of different issues. We're facing, like I said, we're facing even the mass shooting. We're facing even not only that, we're facing a lot of things that cause our mind to wander, cause our minds to race over we can't afford to pay this bill, or we're not able to afford to pay this or pay that. Therefore, we having to work 2 jobs. We having to work 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And not only that, I'm looking at it right now. Even the war in Ukraine is causing a ripple effect as it pertains to the United States, as it pertains to the thing that we're going through, as it pertains to the food crisis, as it pertains to gas, as it pertains to the petroleum. I'm looking at that. Gas has went up to right at its average now is at $5 a gallon. Back in a year ago, back 2 years ago, gas was like $2.50, $2.75 a gallon. But now it has doubled, and not only has it doubled, it has caused people to be depressed. It has caused people to be worried about getting this place and getting that place. Therefore, the gas prices is going up, but our money is not going up. We're still making the same amount of money that we made 2 years ago. We're still making the same amount of money that we made 3 years ago. Therefore, everything is going up except our wages, except our pay. Therefore, it is causing us to be depressed. It is causing us to not being able to make ends meet, not able to afford the luxuries that we had 2 years ago. That's why a lot of people are depressed. That's why a lot of people are down. That's why a lot of people are upset, because everything is going up in the world except our money. We're still getting paid $10, $15 an hour when people at some fast food places are getting paid $15 and $20 an hour. So everything is going up for the inflation, but our pay is not going up. Therefore, a lot of people are depressed. A lot of people have mental issues because even when it comes to mental health, when it comes to mental illness, they see a lot of things that are going on as it pertains to wars, as it pertains to homelessness, as it pertains to mass shooting. we are being bombarded with so many different things in life, but then we're trying to find out where can we find help? Where can we find a type of resolve for the situation that we're going through? We're being bombarded with so many different things, and therefore we're trying to find out, how can I get out of this situation I'm in? How can I get out of that situation I'm in? And back in 50 years ago, the only thing that we had to worry about was God. God says, we keep our mind on Him, He will keep us in perfect peace. That was good 50 years ago. But back 50 years ago, we wasn't bombarded with a lot of different things that we're bombarded with now. Now we're bombarded with so many things now that cause our mind to want to say, how can we get out of this situation and how can we get out of that situation? Therefore, it's causing us to have mental health issues. It's causing us to be depressed. It's causing us to have issues where how can we get out of the financial situation, the strain that we're in. We have to work too much and not being able to pay our bills. I know a young lady that is working 2 jobs, and have small kids, and she's doing that just to get by, just to make ends meet for paying her bills and paying and getting out of a certain situation, obligation that she's in. And I'm thinking about that. I'm saying we're bombarded with so many different things now, and we can't really say sit back and wait on God to do it. Sometimes we have to get a type of, how can we get out of this situation? Therefore, we got to work 2 jobs. Therefore, we got to cut back on where we used to have this. We used to have this type of luxury. Now we don't have that luxury. But we got to get to the point now where it is about God and it's about us trying to get a type of mental health is resolved over the things that we're going through. We're being stressed out over things that even when we weren't stressed out 15, 20 years ago, we weren't stressed out the way we are now. But now we have gotten to the point now where we don't have money to do nothing. We barely can have money to go from week to week or paycheck to paycheck. Therefore, we're depressed. Therefore, we're despondent. Therefore, we're trying to find out how can we get out of the situation that we're in. But I want to let you all know that regardless of what you're going through, I can say you get God in your life and everything will be okay. But sometimes it is good to have God, because God is the best thing to have when it comes to depression, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to protection. But sometimes we have to have another avenue of getting money, getting, finances coming into the home, cutting back on certain things. And then that will cause us to not be depressed. That will cause us not to be despondent as to how we're going to feed our kids or how our kids is going to have some adequate clothes to put on their back. Therefore, we've got to get to the point where it is about God, and it's about God helping us through the situation what we're going through. Because when you realize and when you look at it, that God is going to be the only person, is going to be the only one that is able to get us out of the depression, get us out of the things that we're going through. Because we have been troubled on every side, but we're not perplexed. We are persecuted, but not forsaken. But we're cast down, but we're not destroyed. I want to let you know that regardless of what you're going through in life, you might not have money. You might not have finances to do this or do that. You might be seeing Capitol Hill having to go through this and have to fight over legislation and gun laws and mental health and homelessness. We're seeing them fighting through all of this, but we've got to get to the mind and get to the point where it's about God and God alone, because He is the only one that is going to help us out of the situation that we're in. Legislation is not going to do it, although we need the laws to help us to govern us how we're going to live. But we've got to get to the point where it's about Jesus Christ. It's about Him helping us through our depressive state, helping us through our times when we feel as though we don't have money. We don't have money to take care of our kids. We don't have enough money to take care and pay our bills. We've got to get to the mindset where it's got to be God that's going to help us through all of the things that we're going through. Because when God is in the picture, then it would give us a type of consolation, will give us a type of comfort, because we know that the greater one is not only inside of us, but He's helping us through our depressive moments. He's helping us through our moments where we're scared to go to bed at nighttime because we're worrying about somebody coming in and shooting us or coming in and robbing us. But we've got to get to the point where It is about God, and not only it's about God, it's about God giving us strength to overcome a lot of different barriers, a lot of different things that we're going through. We might be depressed, we might be down and discouraged, but I want to let you all know that regardless of what you're going through, God will bring us through all of our situations, but we got to lean and depend totally on Him, because it is Him that is going to get us out of our time of lack, our time of not having food, not having money, not having a shelter, a place to live for the homelessness. But I want to let you all know, regardless of what's going on in society, regardless of the bipartisan gun law, the homelessness, regardless of the mental health, we've got to get to the point where it's about God also, because it is God that is going to help us through our situations and our circumstances. But I want to let you all know that if I said anything, when you're watching this video, I hope that you hope you subscribe to it, because, we need some positive, we need some good stuff that people are putting out on the airways, putting out on YouTube, putting out on TikTok, that will cause people to be consoled, that will cause people to be encouraged. Not just somebody to make them laugh, but something to encourage them. So I want to let you all know that if you enjoy what I said today or tonight, whenever you watch this video, I want you to give me a thumbs up. I want you to give me a comment. I want you to even subscribe to my channel, and I will give you more content. I will give you more things that will cause us to be positive, cause us to be encouraged and lifted up. So until this time, next time, I want to say God bless you, and God bless you.